everybody, and welcome to Weaver's Wonderful World. Today, I have a special box opening for all of you. More special because it's my partner Bakugan more than anything else. We've got both the core Dragonoid and Dragonoid Ultra in Ventus because I am a Ventus brawler, and Dragonoid is my all-time favorite Bakugan in all its factions, but specifically Ventus himself. So let's go over the box review. The new Armored Alliance boxes are a lot more streamlined. They also look a lot more hexagonal all over more than just with the display part. But at the top, we have Darkus, Hydorous, Ventus Dragonoid Ultra, and Pyrus Trox. Down here, it shows that there is a Baku training gate, which apparently are ways for you to train rolling out your Bakugan, which it's easier to just do those with cores if you're playing, the regular game. But supposedly, they're supposed to be releasing gate cards for a more streamlined, older version of the game, which I wonder how that's going to work with the Ultras because their magnet placements are in a different area. But anyways, on the side, nothing really much. Oops, I knocked that over. And on the back, we show all three of them open now, so there's no guessing as to what the two cores are that are closed up, which is a good thing because a lot of people did have an issue with that. But it states it comes with 3 character cards, 3 ability cards or regular playing cards, 1 trainer, and 6 cores. And then it shows the Bakugan opening action for both the cores and the Ultra, just like on the old one. And then it also shows the Battle Arena and Baku Storage, which itself is actually pretty cool because that just allows for more places to put all of your Bakugan because Lord knows there are a ton, and I have a ton. So that's that box. And then here we have Aquos Halicore, Pyrus Hydorous, and Ventus Dragonoid core. The Armored Alliance logo. Again, another gate trainer. Then on the back, everything's opened up. And I like the way the core for Halicore looks, but I wish they would have put a Halicore core Bakugan for Battle Planet because that would have been nice to have both versions. But then you get 3 character cards, 3 playing cards, 1 gate trainer, and 6 cores. And then everything else is pretty much the same. Oh, for the closing, it's difficulty 1, and for Dragonoid, it looks like difficulty 2. Alright, so now that this is done, let's get into the box opening. 3, 2, 1. And here it is, all laid out for you. 6 Bakugans, 12 core, 6 character cards, and 6 ability cards. Sort of ability cards, but we'll get to those in a second. First, I'm going to go over each of the Bakugan, starting with the Ultras, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare these to Bakugan that I already have. And first on the chopping block is going to be Pyrus Hydorous. Hydorous, I don't know. It's really weird how to pronounce his name. Now, Hydorous looks fairly good. I like the way he looks in the new Armored Alliance for sure. This is his old look from Battle Planet. And his old look still looks pretty good as well. He's got the mane, but his mane is definitely bigger in Armored Alliance. Back here, as you can see, he's got a B power of 500, but this Hydorous has a B power of 300. So they're definitely not the same, which means you cannot use the Battle Planet character card for the Armored Alliance Hydorous, or vice versa. They're not interchangeable. Now, the character cards themselves are really different as well. As you can see, Hydorous has an updated look to him compared to the old one. It's a little more streamlined, a little less robotic, I guess. A lot has been changed and removed from him, but he still has 1 Helix core each. However, Armored Alliance now comes with a magic shield instead of having a regular shield. Top of that, B power is 500 instead of 300, and damage has dropped to 3 instead of 5. So that's about the only negative that I see from here, because magic shields are really, really good when you pick them up anyways. Next up is Ventus Dragonoid. I definitely like the way Ventus Dragonoid looks now. He's still a base, I guess you could say, the way he was before, but with his back being where the magnet goes, and then the tail flipping over and coming up. But if you look, his tail now flips, the end of his tail now flips inside to come up. His horn is free floating and movable. Now this, there is no Ventus Dragonoid Ultra. There's only Ventus Hyper Dragonoid Ultra in terms of the physical Bakugan, which is this guy right here. Now they do look very similar. Of course the wings are more domed than, you know, flared out like a normal dragon's, but that's not bad. His arms for, well, I can't get them all the way up, but his arms here are movable, and Ventus Dragonoid for Armored Alliance can move out now, so it gives it a little more of a presence, I guess you could say. It's nice, and I like the fact that he is a little more articulate when it comes to his arms. His feet are folded in, and about the only part that have to be folded out, but it can still land the way it needs to if you open it correctly. Now to go over the character card. There's actually a very significant change between these two. The Ultra Dragonoid from Battle Planet has a magic shield and a fire fist, but Ventus Dragonoid Ultra from Armored Alliance has 2 regular shields. I don't know if that's actually going to affect it very much, but it is definitely very different. Maybe a little detrimental because the magic shield has a pretty high B power boost, but the shields themselves are still pretty nice. Overall, the B power hasn't changed. They are still 600 B power both, but the damage has changed as it's raised to 5 instead of 2. So that's definitely good there. Still debatable on the core changing. Next up, we are going to do Trox, Pyrus Trox, and we are going to open him. Now, looking at Pyrus Trox for both Battle Planet and Armored Alliance, they are still pretty beefy boys. I'm actually excited about that because he's always looked good like this. But they took away the Pac-Man looking waka waka waka. His face is now more detailed when it comes to expression, and his mouth is closed as well, but that's because it doesn't need to be used to close anymore. The arms are still folded up into him next to his head, as you can see here, but a lot of the paint has definitely changed. He definitely looks, in my opinion, a lot better in Armored Alliance than he does for Battle Planet, because he doesn't look so waka waka. But both Troxes are still awesome. So they both still maintain a normal shield, but the Helix was exchanged out for a normal fist. The B power has definitely dropped. So with that drop in Trox, I honestly think they're trying to get rid of power creep for this game, which is good because power creep is definitely detrimental to a game like this to survive. Now, however, the damage output has definitely changed, and I think that is a well-balanced positive, because you now get 10 damage for the 100 instead of the 1 damage for the 500. Next on the chopping block, our pal Halcor. So, apparently Hellcore doesn't want to open all the way. So, this is one of the Bakugan that I do not... Oh, is his tail broken? Or is that how it's supposed to be? Okay, that's how it's supposed to be. So, Hellcore is one of the ones that I do not have a equal Battle Planet buddy for, because there was no cores for Hellcore in Battle Planet, which I'm kind of sad about, because I think having a core for Hellcore, or Cerberus, anyways, would have been nice. But anyways, his B power is located right there, which is 400. And I like the way he opens up, where all three heads just pop out. This head, however, seems to have a problem of getting stuck when opening up. But that's not much of an issue. For the character card, we're coming in with 1 Helix and 1 Shield. 400 B power and 4 damage, so it's actually a pretty balanced Bakugan. Next up is Darkus Hydorous. As you can see, he's gone up in B power by 100 and gone up in damage by 1. And instead of being 2 green fists, here he is a shield and a green fist. He looks a lot different too. They took away more of the mechanical look from this one, with like the intake and thruster burners there, and just made him look more armored. I mean, it is Armored Alliance, but that's beside the point. In his Bakugan, it's still the push forward design, but at the same time, it looks a lot different. But in my opinion, I like this design a little bit better, because it's got a little more detail to it. So, Darkus Hydorous is from Battle Planet. His number is right on this little point here, which makes it really hard to see. But on Armored Alliance Darkus Hydorous, his number is right here in a very easy to see area. If they would have put it in the same spot, life would have been so much easier. Last, but certainly not least, is my favorite core Bakugan, Ventus Dragonoid. So Ventus Dragonoid definitely got a buff in this one, because it's now got a Helix core and a Magic Shield instead of just 2 Helix cores. It jumped from 200 B power to 600 B power, but it did drop in damage by 2. But that's still not bad. The payoff for the B power is really good. I love the way the new one flips open. I mean, it still has, if you do it right, it still has that, it has that waka waka waka, but you know, I still like it. And then here's the Dragonoid from Battle Planet. I'm not sure which one I like better, because I like the chubby boy look for Dragonoid, but I also like the slim and sleek look from the new one. They're both still really awesome, but I think the Armored Alliance one looks a little bit better. But that's generally going to happen, because as they go and as they remake Bakugan, they're going to make changes to make them look a lot better. So now we're going to go over the ability cards, and we're going to go in the same order in which we did the Bakugan. So Baku Mortar is a Ventus 5 energy Baku gear that grants Silent Strike, and it adds 300 B power and 6 damage. Holy crap. That's a lot of damage. After that is Pyro Hammer, which is a 6 energy Baku gear, has no special effect. It grants 100 B power and 12 damage. That's a lot of damage. It looks almost like Thor's hammer, but no lightning. From there, we have Pyro Cannon, which is a 2 energy cost Baku gear with no special ability, and it's 100 B power and 2 damage. I think it actually looks kind of cool too. Over here we have Aqua Plate, so it's literally armor instead of just a weapon, and it's got Aqua's Dragonoid in it too. But anyway, so this is a 3 energy Baku gear with 400 B power and 0 attack, so it's literally just for defense, nothing else. And then we have Dark Daggers, which is a 4 energy Darkest Baku gear that adds 200 B power and 5 damage, which is actually pretty good considering. But at the same time, like daggers, they don't really do much damage unless you get them in vital points. Is Ventus Channeler, which is a 10 energy Ventus Baku gear that gives you 1000 B power and 10 damage. No wonder that cost is so high. Whoa. So then here are the gate traders. There's nothing really special about these. All they're used for is to practice rolling out your Bakugan and standing them. But Spin Master in the future looks like they have plans to bring back the old game and reinvent it as another format to play in. So that'll just add another aspect to this line of toys, which I think is pretty awesome. And then you've got the Ventus one with Trox and Winton. And then for the rest of it, it comes with guides to unfolding it and the basic game with the list of Bakugan on the back. Alright, so next up, we're going to be rolling these guys out. Alright, so here is the makeshift Hive Matrix. And we are going to start off with Dragonoid Ultra. So the arrow is painted in yellow on this guy, which I think is decently nice. It allows us to know exactly where it's at with a stark contrast instead of just being, you know, an arrow that's embedded into it. So 3, 2, 1, brawl. Ooh, that was a nice stand. And it picked up a 400 shield. Next up is Hydorous Ultra, and this arrow is green on him, which makes it a lot easier to find, as I said before. 3, 2, 1, brawl. Wasn't that good of a stand, but you know, he did hit Dragonoid. But he managed to pick up a plus 100 B power, plus 3, but. And then next is Pyrus Trox, and again, the arrow is green to indicate which way. Glad they all have that in some fashion or another. 3, 2, 1, brawl. Very nice stand. 300 B power, not bad. And then after that is Aquos Halcor. His arrow is yellow. Or his arrow is orange, not yellow. 3, 2, 1, brawl. It's a pretty nice stand as well. Let's move the Matrix core back in on itself. And he picked up a 500 B power magic shield. Nice. After that, Darkest Hydorous. His indicator is green. 3, 2, 1. Oh, there we go. So he wouldn't be able to use this one because it's Ventus and Oculus, but it's a 400 B power regular shield. Then last, but certainly not least, Ventus Dragonoid Core. And his, like his Ultra counterpart, is yellow. 3, 2, 1, brawl. There we go. And he picked up a minus 300 minus 1 core. Dang. Oh, tough luck, buddy. Alright, so that's it for this unboxing of my favorite Bakugan in its Ultra and Core form, plus all the little goodies that come with it. So thank you for joining me on Weaver's Wonderful World. This has been a fantastic day. Remember, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Donuts are the best breakfast cereal, so eat up, stay healthy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bakugan Brawl!